god, why the fuck? Okay, seriously, there's no way I can be that bad at this game. Let's see, this one. Huh. Oh, so this is why he's better than me.
Several days later.
So yeah, I bought a 240Hz monitor, and was that a good financial decision? Well, we don't talk about that, but seeing as I've now played Osu using the three most common refresh rates, those being 60Hz, 144Hz, and 240Hz, I decided I would make a video talking about what improvement you should expect if you're looking to upgrade, and how much someone's skill can be limited by a low refresh rate. So as the years pass by, the standard for what is considered normal is rising. In recent years, higher refresh rate monitors have become cheaper and more accessible to a wider audience of people, leading them to become pretty common among PC gamers, so much to the point that still playing on a 60 frames per second monitor is considered a disadvantage to a lot of people. Seeing as Osu is a game all about timing, precision, and reaction time, many people will reasonably come to the conclusion that having a higher refresh rate is a huge advantage when it comes to increasing your skill. Seeing as the more frame rate your monitor is able to utilize, the more information that can be conveyed in a single second. In a game like Osu, every split second of time is important, and it's no secret that making the most out of that time can be a tremendous help. So like I alluded to earlier, I started Osu 3 years ago using a 60Hz monitor, later upgrading to 144Hz and recently 240Hz. With each of these upgrades, there were things that I noticed. For starters, across the board, being able to utilize a higher refresh rate monitor did actively feel like a noticeable improvement in terms of my skill, albeit nothing super dramatic. I like to think of it as sort of a way of building a small boost on top of already solidified skill within the game. Upgrading your refresh rate is not going to instantly turn you into Imrek, but it can and will push your skill ceiling higher than it currently is by a small margin. Here's a graph I made that should help you visualize my point. We'll assume that the base skill margin is being actualized on a 60Hz monitor, seeing as that seems to be the bottom line of refresh rates these days. The white area and the entire left column is indicative of a player's direct skill, which will steadily rise with playtime and practice. This is not reflective of any peripherals that a player may be using, just raw ability to play the game. The column on the right shows how a player's base skill may be influenced by the addition of an increased frame rate. This is what I mean when I say that improvement is noticeable, but it will not transform you as a player any more than having the perfect running shoes will transform you into an Olympic athlete. The most important thing is base raw skill, and peripherals just build on top of that. I also want to note that in my experience, the higher the refresh rate, the lower the advantage gains seem to be. For example, upgrading to a 144Hz monitor from a 60Hz monitor will have a more noticeable difference than upgrading from a 144Hz monitor to a 240Hz monitor. You should keep this in mind when considering your upgrade options and keep your expectations in check. Knowing this, to what extent is upgrading your monitor worth it in regards to Osu improvement? Is it a reasonable investment for the return it offers? This is not something I can answer for everyone, as people are in different financial situations or have different dedication levels to improving at Osu, but for the average casual player, I would say that it's absolutely not essential, but definitely a good investment if you play Osu pretty often and actively want to improve. If you're someone trying to balance a budget with efficiency, I think upgrading to a 144Hz setup will give you the most benefits while still being affordable. Anything above that limit is noticeable and definitely feels better to play on, but it will not give you as much of a boost in improvement as simply upgrading from 60 frames per second to 144. So to wrap this up, I just want to hit on the point one more time that having a higher refresh rate is absolutely not required for improvement or even being amazing at the game. It will, however, allow you to realize missed potential skill ceilings in which you couldn't reach before, although not by a dramatic amount. At the end of the day, it's important to realize that it's your consistency and dedication to improvement that dictates your skill, not your peripherals such as monitor refresh rate. FG Sky, for example, has had multiple PP records in the past while using a 60Hz laptop screen while playing on a bed and using a pillow for a mousepad. If he's not making excuses, neither should you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.